in a world full of fears.
Huh?
There is a team on a mission. They are the Fear Busters. Who you gonna call? Fear Busters.
Hey guys, I want to talk to you a minute about why we're doing this series. You know, everything in our world has been changing and sideways and upside down and weird and wonky ever since spring break of last school year. And now we've all just started school, some of us at home, some of us are going back in the building with masks on and 6 feet apart and all these rules. And everywhere we go has new rules and people telling you what you can and can't do, and your parents are always telling you to wash your hands and be careful of your germs, and it can just bring a lot of fear and anxiety to our hearts and our minds and our bodies. And that is totally normal. It's totally normal. I'm an adult and I have fears, and I bet that you guys have some fears too. So we're going to talk about different ways that we can bust our fears through different things that Jesus says in the Bible. So during this series, if you guys have anything that you want to talk about, any fears that you want to talk about, I want to invite you to get a hold of me. Ask your parents. They know my contact information. If they don't, they can call the church. I would love to talk to you, to text you or FaceTime you or whatever is allowed, and we can talk about your fears, because that's what's important. Everybody gets scared, and that's okay. But we have to talk to people about it, and we should talk to God about it too. So, I hope that this next couple of weeks is super helpful for you guys. Just know that we love you, we miss you, all of your teachers miss you, and we're gonna have some fun busting our fears.
Are you ready for this?
Uh-huh. Yo.
Okay, McKinley loves canoeing with her dad, but last time they went, the canoe flipped over and she's really scared to try again. How can she bust that fear?
She should go canoeing with her dad again and have faith that God is with her. The Bible tells us that God spoke and created the heavens and the earth, the trees, animals, sun and moon, and everything we see. What do you think about God when you look at what He created?
That He is real and powerful and awesome. And that's how we have faith, by believing God is real. So, we're learning how to be fear busters today.
Whether it's a friend that has a fear or one of our own that needs busting, God is bigger and more powerful than any fear we have.
Yep, today we're learning how we can bust our fears with faith. Faith is believing that God is real and that we can trust Him with our lives.
But no matter what fear we are dealing with, the best way to start is by talking about it.
Today's story is about how Jesus helped the disciples see that they could have faith when they were afraid. And just like the disciples, we can bust our fears with faith too.
But first, you guessed it, it's time to worship.
Oh yeah.
I prayed to the Lord and He answered. He freed me from all my fears. I prayed to the Lord and He answered. He freed me from all my fears.
Hey Fearbusters, my name is Carlos, and I'm calling in because I'm so afraid of thunderstorms. And there's one going on right now. There's so much flashing light and loud noises. I need some help busting my fear. Send me some help as soon as you can.
Hey Fearbusters, Field Agents Trey and Harper here.
Hey guys!
Storms are one of the most common fears around, and I'm 100% sure we've got a way to bust it around here somewhere.
Grant, we've got a fear to bust. What are you doing?
Oh, Harper, I'm only coming up with the best way to bust the fear of storms. You know, all this storm talk reminds me of a story. There was once this catastrophically bad storm that Jesus and his disciples were involved with. They were on a boat in the middle of it all, but Jesus wasn't scared. He was actually asleep.
Napping on a boat in the middle of a storm? How do you sleep during such a scary situation? And wait, what about his friends? Were they sleeping too?
Oh, please tell me they were okay.
Actually, everyone else was so afraid, like any average human would be. The disciples didn't know what to do. The rain was pouring and the waves were crashing over the boat. They woke Jesus up shouting, "Lord, save us, we're going to drown."
I'm glad he woke up. What happened next?
He pretty much told them to calm down and ask them what they were so scared of.
How about the storm? I bet Jesus had them all in emergency mode. Life jackets, check. Oxygen tanks, check. Time to abandon ship.
Nope, believe it or not, he just got up and ordered the wind and waves to stop, and so they did. You see, the disciples didn't have faith that they would be kept safe, and so they were scared. But once Jesus woke up and calmed the storm, they were reminded that everything was going to be okay because Jesus was in control. Maybe this will help. Imagine as if this container represents us. Everything looks pretty calm right now, doesn't it? But once we add something scary to it, well, things get a little crazy. Looks like... Whoa. But... all we need is faith, and everything can calm right down, just like the storm that the disciples were in. When they placed their faith in Jesus, the storm stopped. When this happens, we may want to get scared, but we can remember that by having faith, everything will be just fine.
Sounds like faith is really trusting that God's in control no matter what's going on. We might be afraid of something that doesn't make sense, like a storm, but when we have faith, we don't have to be afraid.
So we can bust this fear with faith.
That's right. Looks like we can confidently say that the fear of storms is... busted! Where's the spider?
Sometimes when we're scared of things like a thunderstorm, it helps to know the facts about what's going on up there. So first, let's talk about lightning. Have you ever walked across the carpet and felt a spark or a shock from the next thing that you touched? Well, that's because you made static electricity, which is kind of like lightning, just a really small version of it. Now, when you see a big storm cloud in the sky, it's full of rain and ice droplets. The wind stirs up those drops and they bump into each other, causing energy between them. The friction of them rubbing against each other stirs up so much energy that it creates electricity. Kind of like this. So, these are quartz rocks. When you rub them together in the light, it doesn't look like anything is happening. But in the dark, it makes electricity. So, friction makes electricity. And electricity has so much negative energy that it's attracted to anything with positive energy, kind of like a magnet. And that makes lightning bust out of the clouds towards either the ground or another cloud, whichever one has more of the opposite energy. Now, lightning is hot. Wait, how does ice and rain that are cold make lightning that is hot? Well, that's friction. When one thing bumps up against another thing, it makes heat. Try this. Rub your arm. The longer you rub your arm, the warmer it gets, right? It kind of gets hot. So cool. So like I was saying, lightning is hot and the storm clouds are full of ice and water, which means the air is cold. So, we've got our hot and we've got our cold, right? All right, so when you smack hot air up against cold air, it makes a loud sound called thunder. And that's how we get thunder and lightning. And it sounds really scary, but it's kind of cool with all the stuff going on up there. So, I hope that helps you guys be a little less afraid of thunderstorms the next time they happen.
Well, I can't wait until another thunderstorm happens. Now that I know all the facts about them, it makes them really interesting. And even if I get scared when the next storm comes, I can remember our memory verse.
Oh yeah, what was that again?
I prayed to the Lord, and He answered me. He freed me from all my fears. Psalm 34:4.
Okay, so remember, anytime we feel afraid, we can pray and tell God all about it and trust that He is there for us even though we can't see Him.
Yep. And we can talk to our parents and our friends about it too.
Man, even though fear can be scary and makes us feel yucky inside, it really is fun finding ways to bust our fears together. It makes this not so good feeling go away a lot faster. See you guys next week.